and now I'm having to rethink this about Oregon. Because I would have expected Oregon to be in this college football playoff based on how they performed to finish the season. Like, they beat Auburn, they probably get in over Oklahoma. We know that. They beat Arizona State, they get in over Oklahoma. We know that. Those two things didn't happen. But they did win a Pac-12 championship over a Utah team people thought was good. And they did win the Rose Bowl over a Wisconsin team we all thought was good. But their first two games, and you'll love this, Ron, are North Dakota State and Ohio State. Which seems to me like you could end up with two L's.
Yes. That's a heck of a way to start the season, huh?
So, babe, I think you're a closet North Dakota State fan.
You do?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What's that?
Based on
they are an FCS team, which means that they're a tier below the FBS. Both are Division I, but the way that things are structured, scholarships and so forth, so on. But North Dakota State went 45-1 over the last 3 years. North Dakota State tried to schedule Alabama. Alabama said no. North Dakota State tried to schedule Clemson. They said no. North Dakota State tried to schedule LSU. They said no. Because don't nobody want the problems with the little dudes. Because little dudes up in North Dakota State at Fargo, the Bison, have been thumping everyone.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
And now Oregon said yes. To which I'm going, oh no. Because Oregon lost Justin Herbert, who's going to be a first-round draft pick quarterback, but they also lost the offensive line, which is going to be suspect. They returned C.J. Verdell at running back, and then they have 3 studs on that defense that I absolutely love. One of them is going to be a sophomore. 2 of them are going to be true freshmen, Justin Flo and Noah Sewell, along with Kayvon Thibodeau. But I don't know who in their right mind decided that you should play North Dakota State and Ohio State in the same month back-to-back.
Oh, time out. Why did Alabama and Clemson and LSU say no?
Because they'll lose, or they could risk losing. Like, they reserved that spot for a team they can beat the hell out of. Like, Alabama had New Mexico State on the schedule last year. New Mexico State is trash, like actual trash, like really, really bad.
Yeah.
So how do they ever, within the system, get matched up? How does North Dakota ever get a chance? An athletic director calls another athletic director and says, "Can we make this happen?"
Yeah, a whole lot of phone calls.
Right. And that's what it had. Like, Central Florida, UCF was in the same boat for a while. Like, they wanted a home and home with Florida. And because, like, there's no, like, central matchmaker that makes the schedule outside of conference. Right? So, like, in the Southeastern Conference and the SEC, those 14 teams get match made in the SEC office. Right? That's what the league does. But for those 2 or 3 or even sometimes 4 remaining non-conference games, an athletic director makes another phone call to another athletic director and says, hey, you guys want to play? I think we make some money. I think you make some money. I think this is a good matchup, which is how, like, Oklahoma and Tennessee happened, right? But North Dakota State presents such a challenge, and the upside for you beating them is 0. No. If you beat North Dakota State, you should beat North Dakota State because you're Alabama or you're LSU or you're whoever or Oregon. But if North Dakota State beats you, they have made their program on your dead body.
Right. All these teams are playing the game in its entirety. So if you're Alabama or Clemson or LSU or you're starting off the game top 15 and you want to stay there. North Dakota State represents a risk that you just don't have to take.
Right. What would we get out of this?
Right. 100%. What would we get out of this? And I get somebody in here said, Michael Vogt says, and they pay them money. Well, that's the other part about this that's interesting. Like, if you have Oklahoma and Tennessee play each other, yeah, they pay each other to come there, but it usually works out in a wash because, you pay them the same amount that they paid you.
And who gets that money?
The schools.
Which can mean all kind of stuff.
It can, and usually does, right?
Yeah.
But I'm bringing it up because North Dakota State is probably going to get close to $1 million, and I'll be able to look this up here in a bit. Matter of fact, I can probably look it up now if somebody already did an open records request here. But North Dakota State probably is going to get paid a mint to go over there and take what people think is a butt whipping. But if North Dakota State beats Oregon, they also get to empty their pockets. You're going to get to empty their pockets anyway. But wouldn't it be great if you could show up to somebody's house, beat them like you're showing up to their house so they can ostensibly beat you up. You're going to get paid a lot of money just to show up and fight. But what if you beat them and you're not supposed to?
Well, I mean, yes, there's like the not supposed to. But if you're North Dakota State, you know what you can do. And if you're Oregon, you know that if this is your first shot, you have to be not perfect, but you have to be good. And if you're North Dakota State, you're walking into a game that you believe is winnable. So it's almost all plus sides for North Dakota State. Right. If you go in there and you lose, like assuming that it's not a blowout, you lose. Cool, you still get paid, and it doesn't really hurt you in the long run because you're North Dakota State. You're gonna go to the playoffs and maybe get another championship. If you win, you got paid. Looks good on everybody. Thanks for the memories, and you just go on and make the playoffs and maybe win a championship.
Well, and talk about psyche if you lose though too. If you lose to the random.
Like if you're Oregon and you lose to North Dakota State, that's tough.
Like that would be residual.
Can't come back from that.
Yeah.
And that's also
I'm still there for it.
Right, and that's that's the reason that I'm there for it. But am I right in thinking that you'd be a North Dakota State fan?
I love an underdog.
At least for a game.
Well,
I love an uppity random going what?
I love that team because they're like a perceived underdog to me. Because like there's nothing underdoggy about North Dakota State. Speaking of which,
well then why haven't they ever had a chance?
Because they play in a lower division.
Oh, I missed that part. If you led with that, I apologize.
No, it's cool. Because like North Dakota State was an underdog according to Vegas when they went to go play in the national championship in January against James Madison. I made a lot of money, like a lot of other people made a lot of money. Going, wait a second, you're gonna give me points and North Dakota State?
So how does North Dakota State get some special rules then? Like say Notre Dame has all kinds of special rules.
Then you have to be Notre Dame for the last 100 years.
Pretty much.
Like that's really it.
It's a really good time for me to take a bio break.
You're a super.
Pardon. I know that's bad form, but I.
Okay.
Please do.
I could have just put the screensaver on.
Oh.
So it's cool.
Wikipedia.
And we're back.
Sorry about that.
No, it's totally cool. Because this is good. This is good. So like. We're just doing a Wikipedia search to find out if Oregon is a private school, and it's not. So somebody's going to find out real quick how much they're paying North Dakota State to come to the crib and get this whooping. Like, I'm not picking against North Dakota State in this game. It's a fool's errand to pick against that game. Like, I don't get it. I don't know, man.
No, I mean, it is a winnable game for North Dakota State. So it's just. Somebody's just really good golf buddies and was able to talk somebody else into this. Because I don't know why you would. No, I don't know why, but I wouldn't pay for another team to believe that they had a winnable game in my house.
But Oregon has something to prove too. Then.
Oh, just because you have something to prove doesn't mean you have an opportunity to prove it.
Yeah, but in this situation, Oregon is in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
Because they beat North Dakota State. Well, good. You're supposed to beat them. They're a lower division than you are. If you lose to them, you'll never live it down.
Yeah.
They'll say they came into.
Wait, let me jump in here. Babe, Are you just trying to make an argument for Oregon, or do you believe that?
No, I was curious. If that is why they said yes, or if it really just comes down to money.
Like we still clown on Michigan for the Appalachian State loss.
100%, and that was brought up in the chat as well. People are thinking perhaps that Appalachian State becomes, or North Dakota State becomes Appalachian State because Appalachian State left the FCS essentially to join the Sun Belt, and they won a Sun Belt championship. I don't know whether or not that's going to happen with North Dakota State because they make a lot of money beating up on people in Missouri Valley, which, by the way, plays Missouri State in that conference. And Missouri State plays Oklahoma, so round and round we go.